Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode number 16 of this series. We are live at the Matthews Arena tonight, which is good. And the first mess up happens of the evening on this angle, which gets 73, even with the mess up with James Mitchell. And I was like, last Friday night, Beer Money and Day lost to the cheating immortal. I was there, I saw it happen. Now, Teenage Man have announced the main event of Hard Justice 2 weeks on pay-per-view. It'll be Dave, Abyss Rock versus AJ, Glenn, and Rob Van Dam. Listen up, Immortal. If you think tonight is going to be your night, it is not your night. It's not. Tonight we'll go over like a ton of bricks. We're going to win the main event and the semi-main, and we will leave this venue on top. People talking about the small crowd, I could not give a crap about it because of the stupid stunt you pulled, hence why I sent Abyss to screw you over in the main event. But no, AJ moved and Regal got it instead. You're very lucky, AJ, because 1, 2, Abyss is coming for you. 3, 4, better luck your door. 5, 6 is going to take the world title. And they leave the ring after that. So yeah, I thought to do this bit, get the recap of All Night Only QK, grab on show them and get the opening package. Before we cut to the venue, Pro goes on stage above the ring and ring post before Fortune's music hits and they come to the ring. And then they cut the promo you just heard. James Mitchell for some reason was in the ring. Whereas Dr. Wagner's on his way out, Rich Swann beats him in 8-11 by pinfall. Rich Swann 51, Dr. Wagner Jr. in 46. 48D. In a good match, Christico defeated Rhino in 8:02 by pinfall. Christico 75, Rhino a 56. Where is my phone? I haven't dealt with any of the gimmicks actually, so. Now the worst is I don't know where the phone is, which I was writing all these down on. Here it is. Probably dead. Well, let's go 46%. So Rhino's got one, which is good. Rhino is in my list. I've got Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Max Buck, and Rhino. I'll deal with them after tonight's show. And then Ted DiBiase comes out to the ring with a package wrapped up. And we don't find out what this package is. He's just carrying this around with him because that's not meant to be. That was meant to remove that. We originally were going to bring in a new title, but I've decided against it. So Ted comes out to the ring and he's like, "You've heard the rumours here. Tonight I announce the next big match for Hard Justice. I've had it with Team Heyman and Mike Cage and Angle. So Hard Justice is going to be a 6-way match. The winner will face AJ Styles on Monday night Impact. 24 hours later. No teammate. You're on your own. Let the best man win." Now, the thing Ted DiBiase forgot to mention is this will now be your main event. The Immortal versus Fortune match, the 6-man tag war, will be the semi-main. This 6-1 v1v1v1, that's 4v1v match is going to be the main event of the night. We were going to do a King of the Mountain match, but I didn't think it would be worth it. I'm going to bring the King of the Mountain match back. I don't like the King of the Mountain match. It's never been a fan of mine. So, yes. So, Brock Lesnar. We're going to announce it now. Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, Mr. Anderson, Mike Mizarian, who's else? Monty Brown, and the phenomenal Monty Brown, Christian Cage. The winner of this main event of Hard Justice gets a shot at AJ 24 hours removed after Impact. It's going to be a big one. You can see the competitors there. It's quite a big match, but 69C from Ted. Not bad at all, actually. In a decent match, Lethal Consequences defeat Crime Time in 8-12 when Jay Lethal pinned Jason Paul with a flying elbow drop. I think it's the Crime Time's first loss since debuting. Consequences 43, Jay Lethal 54, Jason Paul 55, Shad 50, got 54. In about these match crowd, Subpar Wrestling, Afro and Jr. defeated Juice from the Liger in 8:07 by people the spinning side slam. Juice from the Liger 45, Afro Jr. 48. These two have pretty good chemistry lifted the match. And Jay Mitchell and him are good pairing. 50C, not bad. And everyone's correct and present. Awesome. We see the invasion. The invasion's locker room decked as always is, and with the team biscuits as well. Rob Terry struggled. Paul Robinson was terrible. Regal, this past Friday night was a screw. We were screwed by Immortal. And my team was screwed in the cage match. Now I've got the matches. Now, I know we got the matches Hard Justice, so I don't care. We'll win because there'll be no stopping us at Hard Justice. Now, look, here, Abyss, you cheated me out of the match to win the world title. So next week on Impact Wrestling, the main event will be Regal versus Abyss. See you then. Steven Regal is not happy, and on the go-home edition of TNA Impact Wrestling, it's going to be Steven Regal. It's going to be the Monster Abyss. I thought it was a brilliant way to kind of get Abyss over ahead of his match with AJ. Put him in a match with someone who's still quite big, but he's losing his popularity a bit. It'll be quite interesting to see how that goes. And then JB's like, we'd cut to JB at the interview desk, interview section of the arena. This past Friday night in the UK, Natty beat Gail Kim, and we were facing this woman at Hard Justice for the Knockouts title. Please welcome, but I'll be blank. And Bobby's like, look around. She is good, but I won the match with her at Victory Road. You look around right now, there is just war going on. Me and Natty, Immortal Fortune. I could keep listing things off. I've had it with wars. I want unity. I want to be in a company where we go out there, shake hands and have a great match. But that won't happen at Hard Justice. This is going to be a last knockout standing match. This ain't going to be a wrestling match. This will be a war. This will be hardcore justice. Because, you know, I think it was this year they actually did rename the pay-per-view. Not that I renamed the pay-per-view, I'm just saying. So, we've just heard it here. Modify the booking. 1v1. It'll have to be a last man standing match, but it's going to be a last knockout standing for that title that she currently holds. It'll be interesting to see how these two women fare in that match. And I guess 63C, not bad. In about a in about a good heat and decent wrestling, Steven Regal defeated Sting in 7:42 by from the running knee. Steven Regal 59, Sting at 51 for 61C. In the pool match, Orlando Jordan defeated John Moxley in 7:31 by pin of the double knee. John Moxley 37, Orlando Jordan 51 or 48, which is not bad. I think he had such a weird gimmick in TNA. It was weird and wonderful at the same time. It was one of the weirdest things going on in 2010. It was being as I was recently new to the company. I'd only started watching early 2009, January time 2009, if not August. So yeah. Well, this week's show is coming to a close. We've got 2 matches left, but joining me now, the personal challenge for the X Division title in 2 weeks at Hard Justice, Paul Lloyd Jr. And Paul's like, I just got to have a meeting of the new Explosion GM and Ted. And Iron Kazarian's match is now a ladder match. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. See you at Hard Justice. And there we go, another change. Oh God, wrong button entirely. Anyway, we'll look at that match in a minute. So yeah, it changed to the Hard Justice card there. We've got this change now where this is going to now be a ladder match. Okay. I do like the fact I can book the show and then modify it as I want. So if I change my mind on having a standard match, I just felt that these two have been battling. It feels right. And of course, you already know who that is, but he'll debut at the top of. There's a reason why certain wrestlers are not being used tonight because of a match he's going to make. I will be on the card, so they will be appearing on that show. But yeah, in a good match, James Storm, Bobby Roode and The Rock defeated Mortal, Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy in 8:57 when The Rock pinned Matt Hardy with a rock bottom. The Rock 90, Bobby Roode 55, James Storm 57, Matt Hardy 70, Jeff Hardy 65, and Rob Van Dam 82. And I guess 77. Nice. And then we get a video play hyping up your main event tonight as Abyss and Batista, or Dave Batista versus Styles and Glenn Jacobs, formerly Kane. In our main event, I guess an 82. In about fantastic heat and great wrestling, Abyss and Dave Batista defeated AJ Styles and Glenn Jacobs in 26:04 when Dave Batista pinned Glenn Jacobs with a Batista bomb. Dave Batista 79, Abyss 80, Glenn Jacobs 63, AJ Styles 84. I guess an 82. Dave Batista's getting better at his gimmick, but he was off his game a little bit. That's fine. That's not bad, actually. Not bad. And why are only Glenn Jacobs and AJ Styles on screen? I'll make sure everyone was on screen. Okay. So after the match, AJ and Glenn grab some chairs and get back in the ring and start hitting Abyss and Dave. So Goo come out and split them. away. It seems like TNA don't want anyone else getting involved because Curie are always on the ball with us. Also because I can't put everybody in an angle. But Abyss and Dave get up and push Security out of the way. They literally push them all out of the ring. And they get to AJ and Glenn. And it's all that brawl. But more Security come out and finally split them up to close this week's Impact with a 70 in the main event angle. Or the closing angle. And that gets us a 77. Not the best show. Yeah, the best show. This portion, the opening angle was good. This match was good. Chris Jericho is going to be in the main event at. He's going to be in a big match soon. But yeah, so I've been told by AJ to strap a rocket ship to him. I don't know what AJ thinks I'm going to do, send into space. But yeah, we've got the explosion tapes coming up next, and I can confirm that Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and all those 6 guys that Teddy Rossi was talking about in his angle will be in a main event match, but that would be down to Roddy Piper talking about that. We'll get into that on the next part later, and I thank you all for watching starting to watch episode 16. We've got Hard Justice, and we've got a huge main event. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you again real soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Explosion is solid tonight. We get a recap of Impact's huge announcement, then we get the opening package, then we cut to the venue. Pryor goes off on stage and the ring post and above the ring. Then the bagpipes start as Roddy comes to the ring. 6,300 tonight, which I think is a sold-out crowd in this venue. Oh yeah, Roddy is back in TNA wrestling. It's been years since I stood in a TNA ring, but baby, I am ready. I'm your Explosion GM. Me and Ted booked the pay-per-views go, but these are the shows. But these are my shows. So tonight it will be a steel cage 6-man war. Brock Lesnar, Mr. Anderson, and Monty Brown versus Angle, Cage, and Mick Mazzano. Now I know we've had a lot of cage matches, but this is the only way to keep these contained in that ring. So also tonight, opening us up will be Caristico, and then Dave Batista versus Matt Hardy. Oh boy, who wants some wrestling? I said, who wants wrestling? Now, Tony Schiavone will be joining the Monday Night Impact team this coming Monday night. He will be joining Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross, as Roddy Piper will be taking his spot on Explosion. In about a good heat, great heat and good wrestling. Caristico defeated Jeff Hardy in 6:04 by pinfall. Caristico 67, Jeff Hardy got a 65. In about a decent, good heat and decent wrestling, Mick Foley defeated Rhino in a street fight in 6:30 by pinfall the double arm DDT. Mick Foley makes defense number 2 of the TNA Hardcore title. Rhino 54, Mick Foley 53, that got 56. And then Dave Batista's backstage, and he's like, I'm on my own tonight. The rest of them all is at a house show. So, Matt, be ready for me to kick your ass. And that should be a live event, 74. In about fantasy and great wrestling, Dave Batista defeated Matt Hardy in 8:57 by pinfall the Spinebuster. Dave Batista 83, Matt Hardy 70, that got an 81. And then we get a nice angle hyping up Brock Lesnar, Monty Brown, and Mr. Anderson taking on Christian Cage, Angle, Mike Mizanin. I'd like to say that Monty Brown is now classified as a superstar, the highest rank you can be. I can't remember what it is now. Megastar? In about fantastic heat. Hold on, let's have a look. 82B, lovely. Let's pre-book a match. Yeah, so he's major star. Monty Brown is up in the major star category. I think it's that 73 he's got in our home in certain regions. But yeah, as you can see, we've got a lot of major stars. You can see where they're all sitting at the moment. And Mike Mizanin's up there. Oh, Mike Mizanin's up there as well. Some of the people who are a bit older have fallen the wayside. In about fantastic heat and great wrestling, Monty Brown, Mr. Anderson, and Brock Lesnar defeat Kurt Angle, Christian Cage, and Mike Mizanin in a cage match in 25-12 when Monty Brown pinned Christian Cage with a pound. Brock Lesnar 91, Mr. Anderson 66, Monty Brown 60, Mike Mizanin 63, Christian Cage 72, and Kurt Angle 87. That got an 82 rating, and that's how we closed off the show. We're at 79. I think this was better. This was definitely better than Impact. Increase the popularity in our 17 regions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week for the go-home shows for Hard Justice. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 16 rolls on, and we are less than a week away from Hard Justice. Of course, it's this Sunday night in game, but it'll be at the end of this episode for you guys. And we're at the nice Penrose Stadium tonight, and we are live. And we don't get the usual prior packages, and more are already in the ring, and they want to talk. Shut up, you idiots, and listen. This Sunday night live on pay-per-view, I've just been told that the Beer Money vs. Hardys in a Full Metal Mayhem match. This is a bullshit we have to deal with. Getting pushed out of the main event, being pushed back. You see, this past week, I was at I was at our training camp, CZW, and saw this place going to the dogs. A ultra violence company, but TNA wants to change that. Really? Okay. Listen up, all of you have someone who's going to make this a last-minute bull crap. Won't happen. And that is a living legend, Larry Zbyszko. He'll make sure Immortal will treat with respect here on Impact or Explosion. He is our GM. He is our manager. And he'll make sure you can't do this last-minute shit. Brother, you've been warned. And he's like, listen up, tonight, Abyss, you've got Regal. I'll be ringside watching you to see you lose. Well, there we go. He's a bit... Hulk Hogan's a bit pissed off. Definitely pissed off. Because, less than a week away from the pay-per-view, he's now been informed that his people are going to be in a Full Metal Mayhem match. And he's not happy about it. This won't be a typical it'll be a tables as a chair match. The winner of this match, though, will get a championship match against the winners of the world title match at the pay-per-view. So they will get to face the British Invasion or Team 3D from the pay-per-view. But yes, so the Hardys versus James Storm and Brother Devon for number 1 contenders ship this Sunday night. Add that to the card. They get a nice 70, which is not a bad way to kick off the show. Someone wants to continue to address it. Nope. If we're going to have to change gimmicks, we're going to change gimmicks. There we go. Awesome. 70. Not bad. And then in a bout with another cheating tail wrestling, Afarai Jr. defeated John Moxley in 5:56 by putting the spinning side slam. John Moxley 39, Afarai Jr. 42. I guess a nice 43. And then in an extremely short match, Christico defeated Sami Callihan in 5:31 by pinfall. Sami Callihan 21, Christico 71. We've hired him from CZW, but we can't send him down for developmental until he's left CZW, so we're going to wait until he starts his contract and he's not working for them, and then we're sending him down. The same with Danny Havoc and a few others we've got. But I will also be changing the product. Then we see we see British Invasion backstage. You got Steven Regal, Doug Williams, Magnus, Jimmy, Paul Robinson, Rob Terry, Desmond Wolfe, and Mikey Whiplash. And Regal's like, and this room's always decked out with British fags, and it's got tea and biscuits on its tray as it normally has. And Regal's like, I asked, but I forgot to do the rotation notes for this angle. Oops. Tonight, I get my revenge on this buffoon. He ain't a monster, he's an idiot. Tonight I beat him, and this weekend live on pay-per-view will win and keep the gold. You see, the only good thing about this company is if you live in the UK, you get the TNA pay-per-view on free TV without ads. You see, this Sunday night is going to be the last hurdle for the 4 idiots. They will not get past. You will not get past, my men. Christico, the new star, Rey Mysterio is just more waste of space. This Sunday night is me versus you, and this will be your first loss. Be ready. We are the British Invasion. So yeah, the British Invasion being right arseholes here, which I find really struggling to book them as arseholes because I like them. I really am. As a British person myself, I love the group. But you've heard it there. Christico will be making his TNA wrestling, what's the word I'm looking for? Pay-per-view debut. Pay-per-view debut. New debuts, pay-per-views looking for. Against none other than Steven Regal. There's a big one. We're going to get people into this venue, believe you me. Even if we are charging a premium. 51. All our one-night onlys are cheap. All of our TV tapings are cheap, but our pay-per-views I'm charging the top max for. Because I feel that they should be. This gets an 86, which is better than I thought this angle would do, actually. And we'll get into that in a second. So GB's like, well, another huge match for Sunday night. And on that night, it'll be the last knockout standing when Bobby Blank defends her title against my guest at this time, Natty Nadine Hart. And that is like, really? Last knockout standing, more bullshit by this company. I'm a wrestler, not a fighter. This is bullshit. Why should I pull up with this crap? And then when this poor Aim walks on set and he's like, we got the picture, Natty. Jog on. I got something to say. This Sunday night, 5 other men stand across the ring in the Hard Justice main event. All my boys are in action against each other. Listen up, Angle, Mike, and Mr. Cage. This Sunday night live on pay-per-view is going to be one of us three walking out with the win so we can go against AJ Styles right here on Impact next week. And they leave the interview over, and James like, well, that was unexpected. Next, Crime Time in action. And I guess in 1986, yeah, Paul Heyman just comes on. He's a bit peeved. You know, you can tell they're a bit annoyed. And this is all going to play off as the night goes on. There's going to be a lot of angles around the main event of Hard Justice. I think there's going to be a few more angles with Immortal and that tonight. In about these match, crowd Subpar Wrestling, American Wolves defeat Crime Time in 8:24, and David Richards pinned Shad with a double underhook brainbuster. Eddie Edwards 48, Davey 49, Jason 51. Shad got a 49 as well, which is not bad actually. I'm quite happy with that. That got a 53, which is not bad at all. You can't complain when they're putting out 53s. In a detailed match, Orlando Jordan defeated Danny Havoc in 5:38 by pin with reverse STO. News to British Chemistry lifted the match. Well, it's a good job that Danny Havoc ain't going to be sticking around. He's probably going to go back down developmental. And then we see Kazarian backstage, and Jay was like, we're bound for Royal Glory. Just around the corner, we've got to look at one thing. With things going to happen this weekend, who will be going into Bound for Glory as X Division champion? Will it be Paul Lloyd Jr. or the current champion? Kazarian. So it's like, look, next week on Impact, the road is coming to a close with one night only down under. It'll be time for the biggest party of the year, but I'm ready. I sure as hell am. Now, this Sunday, this belt will be hung above the ring, but coming out of this show next week, we'll have qualifying matches for 5 men to join us in Ultimate X at Bound for Glory. Look, the loser of this match gets the first qualifying match, so if I lose, I can't catch my rematch, but I could win. Paul, be ready, because this Sunday night, I'm not going to lose this title again. I'm not doing this again, so be ready for a war this Sunday night. We are going to be having a 6-man Ultimate X match at Bound for Glory. It'll be the opening contest for the X Division title. Only seems fair that we have an Ultimate X match at Bound for Glory. So yeah, what Kazarian is saying, he's saying we've got the qualifying matches coming up next week, but we're not going to be able to cash a rematch if I lose my belt, so sod it, I'm going to win, no matter what, in the ladder match. In about Fantastic Heat and Great Wrestling, Immortal, AJ Styles, Rob Van Dam and Glenn Jacobs to defeat Christian Cage, Mike Mizanin and Kurt Angle in 7 minutes 34, and Glenn Jacobs pinned Mike Mizanin with a choke slam following interference from Mr. Anderson. Kurt Angle 86, Mizanin 66, Christian Cage 72, Glenn Jacobs 61, Rob Van Dam 79, and AJ Styles 80. So, outcome, all 3 members of Paul Heyman's group, and they literally beat the living shit out of these, giving this team a chance to win. It gets an 81. Not bad. In a decent match, Daniels defeated Dr. Wagner Jr. in 7:34 by pin with the best moonsault ever. I'm so sad that he's leaving us. Daniels 52, Dr. Wagner 48, gets a 54. And then JB joining me now. NWO? It's meant to be joining me now, and Angle's like, sorry JB. Right, that's it. You interfered in our match and made us lose. This Sunday night we're going to take you out and have a freeway with... And with that, they come on and, you know, they walk on and it's an all-out brawl. All 3 of them are off. It's an all-out brawl over the backstage area. They go into the parking lot everywhere. Until security finally eventually find them all and just split them up. There's been weapons. You know, there's been, you know, the typical backstage brawl thrown into the backstage walls. You know, there's probably been a fire extinguisher used. All the good stuff. I guess an 82, not bad. And then in a decent match, the Hardys defeat Generation Me in 8:28 by pin in 8:28 when Jeff Hardy pinned Max Book with Poetry in Motion. Jeremy Book 46, Max Book 43, Jeff Hardy 69, Matt Hardy 71, and a nice 64. And then in an exceptional match, Brock Lesnar defeated Dave Batista in 7:33 by pinfall. Brock Lesnar 92, Dave Batista 85. And after the match, Kurt Angle comes out and beats up the living shit out of Brock Lesnar before security come out and pull him off. As I said, this rivalry is going to be blowing up tonight because it is the main event of Hard Justice, so it's only right we blow it up. I think it's bad on here. So we cut backstage and we see AJ, Rob, and Glenn with baseball bats, and they're just beating the living shit out of James, Bobby, and Arn, and they leave them all out. Arn is bleeding from the head, and we see security running and come and check on Arn and get them out of the room. The reason for this is you'll find out in the main event why they've done this, but these guys are now incapacitated. But yes, Brock and Dave Batista will be in the main event. Oh, I need to announce that actually. So we are taping Explosion straight off this show. I will announce now the main event of this week's Explosion is quite a big one. It's going to be a tag team match. It's going to be 2 versus 2. It'll be the Hardy Boys Jeff and Matt Hardy facing off against Immortals The Rock and David Batista. That is going to be the main event of Explosion. I was meant to announce that at the beginning of the show. So yeah, David Batista and The Rock versus Hardy Boys. It's happening. And I guess a nice 71, which is not bad. The match, in a superb match, Abyss defeated Steven Regal in 7:22 minutes 57 by the Black Hole Slam. Steven Regal 65. Abyss got a 79. I got a 77. Not a bad main event. But after the match, Abyss is celebrating his victory in the ring. He doesn't know, because he wasn't in the room, that his friends have been taken out. He doesn't realise the rest of Immortal is, Fortune have been taken out. And he's just standing there celebrating, expecting them to come out and celebrate with him. And instead, AJ, Rob, and Glenn come out with baseball bats and attack, beating Abyss down into the mat. And I promise you this, we'll get an update 24 hours before the show, aka on Explosion, if they're going to be cleared to wrestle at the pay-per-view. And I guess a nice 77, a good show actually. I'm really happy with the main event. I'm really happy with the storytelling. Later on, I'm going to go and get Explosion done. But believe me, are the wrestlers going to be cleared to wrestle in the main event? We'll find. I boogered up again. James Storm has become James Mitchell again. Anyway, welcome back. We're 24 hours away from or we would be if this was being aired live. We're still on Monday, but this is taped after Impact. But according to these guys, how you're watching it as well, we're 24 hours away from Explosion. It's Explosion 24 hours away from your TNA wrestling pay-per-view. That is Hard Justice, which will be live from somewhere. And 8,788 people come to the Norris Penrose Stadium to see this show. We'll get a recap of Impact, all the big angles. We cut to the venue. Pryor goes off on the stage, and after that we cut to the Rock and Fortune backstage. And Rock's like, "Well done. You took out Anderson, but you did not take out the rest of us. We are here tonight for our main event match with the Hardys. We are ready for tomorrow night's pay-per-view. We are ready for the fight. Rob, you've got a rematch with Abyss tonight in a Monsters Ball match. Are you ready for war? Because tonight, we are ready. If you smell what Fortune is cooking." Well, the Rock is fired up, ladies and gentlemen. Right, 81B, not bad. And about good heat and decent wrestling. Christico defeated Sting in 7:13 by pinfall. Sting 51. Christico got a 71. That got a nice 62. In a poor match, Crimson defeated Dr. Wagner in 7:52 by pinfall. Dr. Wagner 44, Crimson 51. They got a nice 51. And after the match, we cut to the backstage area where Angle, Brock, Mike, and Anderson, Monty and Bright, Christian Cage, those guys are brawling in the parking lot. They're using weapons. Angle was thrown through the windscreen of a car, but just gets up and sends a box flying at Brock. We see Cage and Monty climb up onto the top, up on one of the trucks, and they're fighting. Cage is body slammed by Monty on the roof. He backs up. Then Cage gets up and he's just pounced off the pounce. He pounces Cage off the top of the trailer for a load of cage. At this point, security come rushing in at last and split them up. And eventually, Roddy turns up, but he's out of breath because he's on our commentary table, so he's had to, run to this area. Poor bloke, he's out of breath. And Roddy's like, "Christian Cage, you okay? Are you fine?" And we hear Cage shouting at the top of his lungs, and he's like, "I am fine, and tomorrow night I'm going to kick Monty's ass." And Roddy's like, "This match is now an elimination match to stop the team." And I've had it with this crap. First on Impact and now here. Cage is lucky the crates were there. He could have been dead. So ladies and gentlemen, a change to the main event 24 hours before it happens. Well, it's not really 24 hours, but we're going to modify the booking. You've heard it from Mr. Roddy Piper. I'm going to make sure I copy this to the T, because otherwise I'm going to end up removing someone from the main event. He said it's now going to be elimination. So, these two teams have been planning on, teaming up, but now it's elimination rules. So, the winner of this, of course, it's an elimination match. It's going to be harder. It was originally a normal match, but now it's elimination. So you eliminate your opponent, and the last person standing wins. I guess an 84. Beautiful angle. I think this rivalry is really hotted up over the past few weeks, and I think this and the Fortune and Immortal, everything is starting to come together, and I cannot wait for Bound for Glory. But because we've got big things planned for Bound for Glory. There's going to be a lot of singles wrestling. We've got an extra hour to play with. Every pay-per-view we do is 5 hours, but every pay-per-view we do is 4 hours, but Bound for Glory is 5 hours. It might become 5.5 at the rate of things I've got planned. And then in a Battle for the Fantasy in Great Wrestling, Abyss defeated Rob Van Dam in the Monsters Ball match in 8 minutes 29 by pin with a Black Hole Slam. Abyss 76, RVD 83, that goes a nice 82. And then our main event of the night is Dave Batista and The Rock versus the Hardy Boys. You obviously know who's going to win this. In an exceptional match, Dave Batista and The Rock defeat the Hardys in 23:02 when Dave Batista pinned Matt Hardy with a spine buster. The Rock 91, Dave Batista 87, Matt Hardy 71, and Jeff Hardy 74. After the match, so that no one can come out and attack them ahead of tomorrow night's pay-per-view, The Rock and Dave Batista jump out the ring and grab a couple of baseball bats, what they had, came out with to protect themselves, and that's just how we close the show. I guess a nice 78. I'll finish the show there. It gives them a 78. Increase our popularity in 17 regions. I'm really happy. I think the beginning of the show was great. And I think these two matches were just nice little matches we threw on to give fans some additional wrestling. And then we just kind of went fucking all out here, didn't we? And I think that parking lot brawl was the best thing I've ever taped or set up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see for our justice. Because things have just got a bit more deadly. So tonight I messed up big time, so we're not going to have a full show like I would normally do with the roster, but I need to show you the opening angle because I accidentally pushed the start button. So I'm going to do that now by angle writer, and then we're going to do it this way, by copying, and then we do the by copying hard justice, and then we go commentary. So tonight is the final judgment before Bound for Glory. Tonight, the war between Immortal and Fortune comes ahead in our main event. 6 Warriors face off for the chance to face AJ on Impact. This is TNA Wrestling, and this is Hard Justice. Pride goes off on the stage in the ring and over the ring. And on the stage, a special stage set, we have this massive cutout of this massive dummy that is shaped like a judge, because this is Hard Justice. So yeah, and then Jim's like, welcome to Hard Justice. Now Jeff Jarrett has quit TNA Wrestling and has opened Global Force Wrestling and the massive alliance GFW, featuring the top companies in the world. Tonight, we'll see this amazing action tonight in the middle of the ring. And Joe's like, looks like someone's got, some people have a bee in their bonnet, but tonight we will prove why we're the best wrestling right now. And Joe's like, look above that ring. Hanging there is the X Division title, and that is up for grabs in our opening match. And that's where we are up to. Right. I'll show you around and show you what's happened in the database. I have formed this brilliant idea. In this match, Paul Lloyd Jr. defeated Kazarian in a ladder match in 12:08 when Paul Lloyd Jr. retrieved the item. Paul Lloyd Jr. wins the X Division title. This is a poor match given the audience. Paul Lloyd Jr. 47, Kazarian 55. We've got 17,157 at the MGM Garden Grand Arena tonight in Las Vegas. In a decent match, Generation Me defeat Kings of Wrestling, Motor City Machine Guns and Inking. In 9:50, the order elimination was Inking first, then Kings of Wrestling, and finally Motor City. Claudio 43, Chris Hero 51, Jeremy Book 54, Max Book 53, Chris Sabin 56, Ellie Shelley 65, Shannon Moore 51, Jesse Neal 23. That got 57. And then we see the Invasion locker room. More flags and stuff because there's a bigger locker room tonight. And they've also got a full cream tea in offer. Regan's like, tonight, if I lose it, don't matter. Why? Because we all have all the titles on around. So what does matter is TNA management trying to mess us up again. The next matches feature all of the British Invasion back to back. Well, will tell you one thing. They won't stop me. I'm coming with my boys and we will win the gold and the glory. Come on, boys. So the next section of matches will feature both Jimmy Havoc, Paul Robinson, Desmond Wolfe, Mikey Whiplash, Rob Terry, Magnus, Doug Williams, and Steven Regal. In a decent match, Mikey Whiplash defeated Mick Foley in 8:05. Mikey Whiplash first touched all corners. Mick Foley had successfully touched all 4 corners early, but the referee had missed it thanks to a distraction by Mr. Regal. Mikey Whiplash is now the TNA Hardcore Champion. Mikey Whiplash 51, Mick Foley 55. Got a nice 50. In a poor match, Jimmy Havoc and Paul Robinson defeated Amazing Red and Kalistico in 7:35, and Jimmy Havoc pinned Amazing Red after Steven Regal interfered again. Kalistico 60, Amazing Red 49, Paul Robinson 42, Jimmy Havoc 38. Be aware, this is going to build up to something. Don't think, oh, he's just doing this because he's my manager. Believe me, there's going to be repercussions for this on Impact in the next episode. In about the International Crowd, Tail Wrestling, Rob Tay defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in 7:43 by pinfall the running power slam after Steven Regal interfered. Rob Tay makes defense number 2 of the TNA Thunder title. Zack Sabre Jr. 51, Rob Tay 31. I got a nice 48. In a decent match, Desmond Wolfe defeated Tyler Black in 14:47 by pinfall after Steven Regal got interfered again, and Desmond Wolfe makes defense number 6 of the TNA US title. Tyler Black 49, Desmond Wolfe 65. I did warn you of this, didn't I? In a good match, the British Invasion defeated Team 3D in 1509 when Doug Williams pinned Brother Devon with German suplex after Steven Regal once again interfered. The British Invasion made defense number 10 of their TNA World Tag Team titles. Brother Ray 21, Devon 73, Magnus 59, Doug Williams 63, and they got a nice 71. In a good match, Steven Regal defeated Christico in 1436 by pinfall, legally using ropes for leverage. Christico got a 74, Steven Regal got a 64. So yeah, he's cheated in this match as well to get the win, and we're now out of the British Invasion section and into the rest of the show. And JP's like, well, the British Invasion have won all their matches here tonight, for God's sakes, but joining me now, the Knockouts champion, Barbie Blank. And Barbie's like, look, tonight's not about this, it's about a period. It's pride of the Knockouts division. You have disgraced this division beyond compare, and tonight, this ain't a match. This is a war, and this battle can go anywhere in Las Vegas. It's last knockout standing, and I'm gonna be the last knockout standing. And they get a nice 60C. And in a bout of great heat and decent wrestling, Natalie Dean Hart defeated Barbie Blank in 15-10. When Barbie Blank could not beat the 10 count, Dean Hart wins the TNA Knockouts title. Natty got 66, Barbie got a 44. After being speared through a locker in the locker room, she could not beat the 10 count. So she was taken out, basically. And then we see Fortune in their locker room getting ready, and Rock's like, finally, Fortune have come to Las Vegas. Tonight the battle lines have been drawn out, and tonight the war will not end. You see, as long as Immortal is around, we'll be coming for you. We will not rest, and tomorrow night will be Beer Money vs British Invasion. Why? Because we're going to win our matches, and tomorrow night on, we'll be back. If you smell what Fortune is cooking. Nice 72 there, that's brilliant. In a decent match, Beer Money defeated the Hardys in a TLC match, or a Full Metal Mayhem match, 11:56 when James Storm retrieved the item. Bobby Roode 52, James Storm 57, Jeff Hardy 70, and Matt Hardy 74. So tomorrow night on Impact Wrestling TV, which will be in the next episode for you guys, we will have a standard tag team match, and it will be James Storm, Bobby Roode, and Doug, and Orlando Jordan. That's a very weird Doug Williams if it's Orlando Jordan. And Mr. Magnus. And there you go. That is set in stone. That'll be for the TNA World Tag Team title. Yes, there it is. Pre-book. So yeah, I guess a nice 69C. We'll skip forward. And in the battle, had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Fortune, Abyss, The Rock, and Dave Batista defeated Mortal, Rob Van Dam, Glenn Jacobs, and AJ Styles in 24-41 when Abyss pinned Rob Van Dam with a Black Hole Slam. AJ 85, Glenn 62, Rob 77, Dave 85, Rob got an 88, Abyss got a 77, and I got a nice 78. Nice match. And in a battle that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Christian Cage defeated Kurt Angle, Mr. Anderson, Mike Mizanin, Monty Brown, and Brock Lesnar in 45 minutes and 18 seconds. The order elimination was Kurt Angle got eliminated first by Brock Lesnar, eliminating him. Then Monty Brown got eliminated by Christian Cage. Then Mr. Anderson got eliminated by Mike Mizanin. And then Mike Mizanin got eliminated by Brock Lesnar again. And then Christian Cage, the hero of the match, got eliminated Brock Lesnar in the last of all. But Mr. Anderson sustained a broken toe. That's probably why he got eliminated when he did. Brock Lesnar 92, Kurt Angle 86, Mr. Anderson 68, Mike Mizanin 65, Monty 61, Christian Cage got a 74. And that is where we finished tonight's show, with Christian Cage going forward, and we'll be facing AJ Styles tomorrow night on Impact to face. But this has now been changed. We have got confirmation that match will not happen on Impact. We have now, prior to the match or during the match, it was announced that after the match, it will be AJ Styles versus Christian Cage for the world title at One Night Only Down Under in Australia. So that is going to be happening at Down Under. That'll be the Down Under main event. Because I totally forgot about this show, and I've now decided that that's where I want that to happen. So it'll be Christian Cage versus AJ Styles at Down Under. That giving us 73. Mr. Anderson says, thank you, Slaughter. Backstage heel Mike Mizanin after his botch caused Mr. Anderson to get hurt. Oh dear. That ain't good. And it gives us 70. Lost popularity in 10 regions and 13. Oh, I forgot to do storytelling, which probably didn't help us. But yeah, another good show, 17,000. I will work on stuff, but next time I won't hit the start the show button by accident. I'll see you guys at the main title screen. I'll do an extra video looking into Global Force and all the groups that are working for them. For some reason, Jeff Jarrett's been a bit arsey, and he's got both CZW and Shimmer in the group, but he won't let us in. We'll get into all that. Well, I balls up that show, I'll admit that, thanks to me accidentally clicking a button, but we've got a sold-out crowd, I can't complain. We've got DDT on last night, Michael Haynes staying with WWE, Miss Anderson's been hurt. But yeah, so we're going to have a quick look at Damien 66 has left, Bronson Lee's entry, ignoring all that, because I've had to set this up myself, so it's took a bit of time to do. Right, so we're going to reset this. So Global Force Wrestling, we're going to find out now, is here. So Jeff Jarrett has quit Impact, and he's gone to start his own small company, Global Force Wrestling, to compete with us. So it was formed in 2010, and he formed the global license to go with this. So this is it at the moment. He has, obviously, it's only been around a day. He's only literally just set this up, because of course tonight we've got the Impact stuff, and we're now finally on the road to Fingame. But yes, so if you're going to go into also with I've kind of interfered with my independent companies, but yes, this is Global Force Wrestling. This is the Alliance. Share their monthly profits. They can use Alliance loans to support. This is something I set up, and I thought this would be perfect for Jeff Jarrett to do. So you've got you got AAW in there, All Star Wrestling, Alpha One, Capital City Championship Wrestling, Shikara, Our Training Ground, Combat Zone Wrestling is in there, Shimmer's in there. You've got New Japan in there. You've got AAA, Lucha Libre Worldwide, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom and stuff. So we got CZW in there, which is really annoying me. I would like to go in and as CZW and take them out, to be honest. They kind of added themselves in, and it's kind of like no, because they've also got Raven as head booker on their show as well. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing, and we've also got Shimmer, which is being booked by Christine Hemme as well. And but I might go in and take these two out of the Global Force, and I might, just to be fair. But yeah, that's the Global Force Wrestling. They have a title as well. That's the only thing that they do have, is they have the Global Force Wrestling Championship. But yeah, so Jeff Jarrett has left TNA Wrestling. He has quit us because he's not happy with the direction I'm taking the company, or the Anonymous Owner is taking the company, aka me. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with. Now, because of the World Cup last night, you missed a day. We didn't get to do the debut of Kota Ibushi as I wanted. We didn't get to do all the women's matches I wanted. So yeah, he kind of booked it up, but we'll see you in episode number. This is episode 16, isn't it? 15, yes, 16. So we'll see you in episode number 17. And episode 17 is going to be a bumper issue. Well, episode 19 is going to be bumper because we've also got the... But yeah, we're now finally on the last hurdles now. We've just got one night only down under with AJ versus Cage. Ooh. But we'll get into why that's on one night only. I'm also going to have Steve... Also, I'm going to confirm now that Ted DiBiase will be having a meeting with Steven Regal this week on Impact. You don't want to miss this.